Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, hello again. So while I had a video idea in mind for this week, there are a lot of other things going on in the world right now, a lot of other important things than makeup going on in the world right now. And since I have a platform, whether it be 100 subscribers, which go us, or 1,000 subscribers or no subscribers, it is important to speak out on things such as Black Lives Matter. So I just want to make a video for you guys and talk about why it is important for everybody to be talking about why Black Lives Matter and why everything that is going on is so important to our world today. I grew up in a predominantly white, very small town. I am half black, for those of you who do not know. My mother is white and my father was black. And growing up in a predominantly white area made it really confusing for me a lot of the time. The first time that I realized that I was different than everybody else was in 3rd grade, when a girl pointed out that my hair was different. A lot of you see my hair straight like this all the time. It really is naturally extremely curly. And when I was younger, I did not know how to control that. So my hair was wild, and I didn't realize that I was different from everybody else until somebody pointed that out to me. The first time that somebody in my school made racist remarks to me was in 8th grade, actually, and it was over a guy. So that's what's important, is that we're not saying that Black lives are more important than everybody else's lives. We're saying that nobody makes comments about your skin color because they're mad that their ex-boyfriend likes you. The second time that I got called the N-word was actually my sophomore year of high school, and that was also by a white girl who was mad because her boyfriend liked me and I didn't really show any interest. It was petty and I wasn't trying to hurt the relationship, but she still went to those levels. As many of you know, I am in college, and I was at work one day and there were 2 guys in our field house and it was time to close. So I kindly asked them both to leave. One of the guys was white and one of them was black. I kindly asked them both to leave because I was closing the building down and it was time to go home. And the 2 black guys just kind of sat there and didn't really do anything, and the white guy was picking up his stuff. He had a lot more stuff than the other guys had brought with them. And when I went back up and asked the black guys politely to leave, he said that he would leave when the other guy left. So I said, well, I'm just trying to get everybody out of the building. I just want to go home at this point. And he asked me if it was because he was black. And that infuriated me. That made me so mad because he's standing there looking at a half black woman and asking me if I'm kicking him out because he's black. But I was so infuriated, but I also felt bad because he felt like I was attacking him because of his skin color when I just wanted to go home. So we're not saying that Black Lives Matter more than somebody else's lives, but we're saying that when you're in a room with white people and somebody asks you to do something or somebody tells you that you have to do something, as a white person, you don't feel attacked. You don't feel like you're being attacked because of your skin color. You might not want to do something, but you don't think that they're asking you to do something, to leave, to go grab something for them because of your skin color. A couple years ago, I had a job at a daycare, and I absolutely loved it there. It was one of my favorite jobs. I loved the kids. It was wonderful. But I was the only black coworker there, and as I worked there, I started to notice things that I had to do, like wash walls and dishes and make lunches, and things that I got in trouble for that I saw my coworkers doing that they didn't get in trouble for. And I was very uncomfortable. And I never wanted to say, oh, you know, my boss is racist, because I don't like to believe that people are racist. I don't like to believe that there is such that hate in the world today. I don't like to believe that. But I had to quit that job despite how much I loved those children that I worked with every day, because I felt uncomfortable in that situation. I felt uncomfortable in that setting. And I felt like I could not speak out and say, hey, why isn't everybody else having to do these things? Hey, if I'm getting in trouble for these things, why isn't everybody else? And I also just want to say, while I do not condone violence, I do understand people are angry. Many people have watched the video of George Floyd being murdered, and point blank period, it's not the first time. It's not the first time that a black person was murdered and black people felt that nothing was done about it. I don't condone violence, and I don't think that violence is the answer, but I understand that when people are hurt, people are angry. So I do think that if you have a privilege in this country, and especially if you have privilege and power in this country, you need to use it. You need to go to protests and fight for the rights of black people. And you need to stop your white friends from using racist terms like the N-word. It is important, and black people deserve that. While you might not see racism happening every day, it does happen every single day. So it is very, very important that you fight that and you stand up for black people, because in the end, we're all humans, and humans are either good or bad humans. But it doesn't have to do with whether you're black or white. Since I have moved out of my little small town from high school to college and moved to a little bit of a bigger city that has a much more diversity, I feel way more comfortable in my skin. Every day I would go to school, and there were probably 4 or 5 black people in my school. That's it. And every day I went to school and I would be different than my friends. And I can't even count on my fingers how many times people told me that I wasn't black because I did not talk black. But when it comes to racism, people look at me and I'm black. I'm not white. I remember taking tests in high school and there was options for your race. And instead of picking multiracial, you either had to pick black, white, or other. 90% of the time, there is no multiracial option on standardized testing. And that is not okay. Because people who are mixed should not have to choose between which race they are, because they are both. And it's important that little things like that get fought for as well. If you have a platform, please use it. Please use it for good. Please use it to fight for black men, black women, and black lives everywhere. The way that the world treats black people is not fair. And the discrimination that black people face every single day is not fair. And whether you see it every day or not, if you are white, you absolutely have a privilege in this country. When you get pulled over by a cop and you're not shaking and you're not scared, that is privilege. When a sales associate in a store is following you around and you don't feel like they think that you're stealing, that is privilege. When a white guy sees you and doesn't say, oh, you're pretty for a white girl, because I have had multiple occasions when a white guy will come up to me and say, you're pretty for a black girl. Just being pretty is a privilege. And before you look at black men and think that they are dangerous or that they will harm you, here are some of mine. And these guys are some of the most loving and the most caring guys I have ever met. They are guys that I've known for years, and I know that they would give their shirt off their back for anyone who needed it. And I know that they would be there for anybody, whether you are black or white or purple or green. If you needed them, they would be there. But I also know that society looks at them as a threat. And that will never be okay with me. And that's why things need to change. So to my boys and to black men everywhere, we will always stand by you. And to black people all around the world, we need to fight this fight together. And we need to get justice, and we need to be equal. And to my white friends who fight this fight right along with me, I see you, and I love you. And to my family who fights this fight right along with me, I see you, and I love you so much. Change is very, very important right now. Not violence, not killing, change, protesting, showing the world why we are so mad. So please don't forget that this month is also Pride Month. So love is love, Black Lives Matter, and please, everybody, fight for the right of black people to live and to live safely. I love you all. Thank you.